Please video like and subscribe this channel. The last shot echoed across the canyon like the universe itself flinching. For a moment, there was only smoke, drifting lazily over broken stone and scorched metal. The battlefield, if it could still be called that, lay frozen beneath a red sky torn open by orbital fire. Dropships burned in the distance. Energy shields flickered and died. Silence followed, heavy and unreal. I lowered my rifle with shaking hands. That was it. The war, at least this battle, was over. Around me, the remnants of the 7th Human Expeditionary Unit stood scattered among the ruins of what had once been an alien city. We were down to 9 soldiers. We'd started with 200. Ceasefire, someone whispered over comms, as if afraid the universe might hear and change its mind. I exhaled slowly and let the adrenaline drain. My armor was cracked along the chest plate. My left leg screamed with pain every time I moved. But I was alive. Which was more than most could say. Across the field, beyond the broken barricades and fallen spires, the alien survivors emerged cautiously. They were tall, graceful even when wounded, their blue-gray skin streaked with ashen blood. Bioluminescent markings along their arms and throats flickered weakly, signs of exhaustion, not surrender. The Kevari. This planet had been theirs long before humanity ever learned to fold space. And now it was burning because politicians had decided shared resources sounded nicer than invasion. I didn't hate the Kevari. Not really. But war didn't care about feelings. Movement ahead, Sergeant Hale muttered. Single contact. I raised my rifle again, muscle memory overriding fatigue. She walked alone into the open. No weapon. No armor. Just a long ceremonial cloak torn at the hem, dragging through dust and glass. Her posture was straight despite the chaos around her, head held high, eyes fixed forward. Kevari eyes were striking, silver-white irises with dark, star-like pupils. Hers locked onto me the moment she saw my unit insignia. She's coming straight at us, Hale said. Orders. Hold, I said before I could stop myself. Hale shot me a look. That's above your rank, Cole. Then override me, I said quietly. But she's not attacking. The woman stopped 10 meters away. Up close, I could see the exhaustion carved into her features. One arm was bandaged with a strip torn from her own cloak. Dried blood marked her temple. Still, there was something unbroken in her stance, something resolute. I am Lura of the Kevari High Clade, she said, her voice clear despite the battlefield. This was my city. No translator delay. She was speaking basic herself. I swallowed. I'm Captain Jonah Cole. Human Expeditionary Forces. Her gaze flicked to the bodies behind me. Then to the ruined skyline. The shooting has stopped. For now, I said. She studied me like I was a puzzle she hadn't decided whether to solve or shatter. Which one of you fired the last shot? She asked. No one answered. I realized, with a strange clarity, that it had been me. I did, I said. Her eyes returned to mine. Then you will hear my choice. The word choice carried weight in her language. I could feel it. Behind me, Hale hissed, Jonah, what are you doing? I ignored him. Lura took a slow breath. By our laws, when a city falls and the final defense is broken, one of high-clade blood must decide the fate of those who remain. And what are the options? I asked. Extermination, she said calmly. Or binding. My grip tightened on the rifle. Binding. She nodded once. We bind our future to the enemy who struck the final blow. A single representative. Their life becomes entangled with ours. That sounds like a hostage situation with extra steps, Hale muttered. Lura's gaze hardened. It is survival. I met her eyes. What does binding mean? For me. You would leave your people, she said. Live among us. Stand as proof that we chose continuity over extinction. And if you choose extermination? Her bioluminescent markings flared briefly. Then the survivors will walk into the fire beyond those cliffs. Our species will end here. A heavy silence settled. I looked at my squad. Exhausted faces. People who just wanted to go home if Earth still felt like home after this. This isn't real, Hale said quietly. Command would never allow. They're not here, I replied. Lyra watched the exchange, then stepped closer. Close enough that I could see faint tremors in her hands. The choice must be made now, she said. After the last shot. I searched her face for deception and found none. Only grief, and something else, fear, tightly controlled. You don't want extermination, I said. No, she answered softly. But wanting does not change law. I took a slow breath. Why me? Her eyes flickered again to my insignia, to the cracked emblem of Earth on my chest. You did not fire until you had to, she said. You pulled civilians from rubble. You shielded a wounded Kevari child with your own body when the ceiling collapsed. My heart stuttered. You saw that. I was there, she said. Watching my world die. The canyon wind howled between us, carrying ash and the distant crackle of fires. If I agree, I said carefully, what happens to my unit? They will be allowed to leave, Lyra said. Unharmed. Hale stepped forward. Jonah, don't even think about. I raised a hand. How long does the binding last? I asked. She hesitated. For life. A chill ran through me. Life could mean decades for a human. Centuries for a Kevari. You're asking me to disappear, I said. Yes. And you? I asked quietly. What do you lose? Her jaw tightened. I lose the right to mourn openly. I become the face of mercy to those who want vengeance. That surprised me. Why you? I asked. I am of high clade, she said. And I have no mate. No offspring. If hatred finds me, it ends with me. Something about the way she said it, matter of fact, accepting, hit harder than any weapon. I looked back at my squad one last time. Hale's eyes were furious. Afraid. You don't owe them your life, he said. I thought of the ruined city, of the child beneath the rubble, of the countless worlds I'd seen burn in the name of progress. Maybe I owe the future a chance, I said. I turned to Lyra. I accept the binding. Her breath caught. For the first time since she'd appeared, her composure cracked. Just a little. Then it is done, she said, and knelt. The ground beneath us hummed as ancient mechanisms awakened. Light traced symbols around our feet, old, powerful, unmistakably not human. She rose and reached out, hesitating inches from my hand. This will mark you, she said. You will never fully belong to either world again. I gave a humorless smile. Story of my life. I took her hand. The light flared. Pain lanced through my chest, not physical, but emotional. A flood of memories that weren't mine. Oceans beneath twin moons. Cities grown, not built. Songs woven into architecture. And grief. So much grief. When the light faded, I staggered. Lyra steadied me, her grip firm. The battlefield was silent. My squad stared, stunned. It's done, Lyra said to them. You may go. Hale opened his mouth, then closed it. He saluted me sharply. Don't make this mean nothing, he said. I won't, I promised. They left at dawn. I watched the last human dropship vanish into the sky, a hollow ache settling where my old life used to be. Lyra stood beside me. You chose us, she said. I chose survival, I replied. She studied me for a long moment. Then nodded. Perhaps they are the same. Weeks passed. then months. I learned their language properly, their customs, their grief. The Kevari did not welcome me easily, but they watched, listened, and slowly, cautiously, accepted that I had stayed. Lura bore the weight of leadership with quiet strength. I stood beside her in councils, in rebuilding efforts, in memorials carved into living stone. One evening, as we stood overlooking the reborn city, she spoke again of that day. After the last shot, she said, I was afraid. Of me? I asked. She shook her head. Of hope. I met her gaze. I'm still afraid, I admitted. Her hand brushed mine, just briefly. So am I. Below us, lights flickered back to life across the city. The war was over. The future, uncertain, fragile, shared, had begun.